So this podcast, man, is still Thursday, October 20 something. 22nd. Yeah, October 22nd, 2020. The pandemic is still going on. Wear your damn mask. So, this is an anecdote of things that happened when I was a child. When I was a child, I had, well, I'm transgender, so I was a boy. So I found a lot of like copper wire, like this, around my house. Um, so I had a toolbox and a bunch of copper wire and things like that, and began getting interested in electricity. But I gotta admit, I wasn't good at it. I didn't know too much about electricity. Didn't understood it. I had a book that my dad bought me at Radio Shack. Yes, we had Radio Shack in Puerto Rico. That's like around the mid 80s, close to 90s. Um, so I tried reading the book, but the English was a little bit too much for me at that point. It was my English was not as good as it is after I went to college and after my mom put me and after I finished high school. So I didn't read the book. I went to school. I took an electricity class when I got in college, electricity, as part of my engineering program. It was, we didn't have a lab in that class, but we did had the fundamentals. I know what a resistance is and how it works and all that kind of stuff, but it wasn't too much into depth. Now that I'm taking automotive electricity, I have gotten much better knowledge of like the things that we use to make things work. Um, and now I'm having a little bit more fun. I have to admit it. And as a child, I didn't know all that stuff. And I my dad used to purchase me um, radio controlled cars, and the once they died, I usually what I would do was that I would try to take the motor out and see if I could make the motor work. Um, Sometimes the motor would be working, but the car no longer was working, or it was something a different part of the car that broke. Um, so that um, I couldn't fix anything. Honestly, it was sad. It was sad. I tried, but I failed, and I didn't have the right tools, and I didn't have the knowledge. But now that I got a little bit of a knowledge of things, now I'm beginning to think of things that I can build. And I know I have my class project, and I know in the previous video, if you have check it out, go and check it out. I talk about the brake lights and all that kind of stuff. We have to design an electrical system for um, a light system for a car, and we have to include parking lights, park lights, headlights, turn signals, and brake lights. And so I'm working on that. But I decided to purchase some stuff to because it's been a while since I've taken and cut copper wires, so I needed to do it. I needed to get in touch with my inner child, and I bought tools. And I'm so happy, and I connected this thing completely, which you may have seen in the other video. Look, it works. Yeah, I made it work. I made it work. I made it work. Beep 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 beep. Oh, this is a momentary switch. It's similar to what your brake lights have in your car. Of course, in the brake lights wiring system, one thing that is missing here is the fuse. Because in a car, you have a fuse which protects your circuit from blowing over if too much amperage flow to that system. Um, but that's pretty much how they work, honestly. Like that, of course, it's way more a longer card. You may use more wires, so you may have to account for the losses of like um, voltage drop across the wire. But in this case, it's like so minimal. And now notice here in a car, you have a 12.6. In a car, you have a 12.6 battery. In here, I'm using a 9-volt battery. You can see it right there, and that's because I decided to use a 9-volt battery. And that's my lights may work, but they may not dim as bright as if I had them connected to a 12.6 battery. Anyway, so that's my childhood memory of me playing with electricity.